Hello and welcome to another video, and today we'll be looking at the rotator cuff muscles, the subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor, including their innervation and the spaces that they create. We have already looked at the bones and bony landmarks of this area, and you can find the links to those videos in the description below. We will be using this knowledge as a template to build on during this video. The best way to use these videos is by drawing along with me and keep watching and drawing until you can picture it yourself. So let's start on the anterior surface. Here we have the subscapularis, originating from the subscapular fossa and inserting into the lesser tubercle of the humerus. This is innervated by the upper and lower subscapular nerves. The next muscle is actually not a rotator cuff muscle, but it makes sense to cover it now. This is the teres major. It originates from the posterior surface of the scapula and inserts into the intertubercular sulcus. This muscle is innervated by the lower subscapular nerve. Before we move on to the posterior surface, pause this video and have a go at this question. Where does the subscapularis insert? That's right, it was the lesser tubercle of the humerus. Moving on to the posterior surface, there are three rotator cuff muscles that we will cover. The first is the supraspinatus. This originates from the posterior surface of scapula, superior to the scapular spine, and it inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus. The suprascapular nerve passes through this suprascapular notch and innervates the supraspinatus. On the inferior surface of the scapular spine is the infraspinatus. This originates from the posterior surface of the scapula, inferior to the scapular spine, and inserts into the greater tubercle of humerus. Counterintuitively, this muscle is also innervated by the suprascapular nerve. The last rotator cuff muscle is the teres minor. This originates from the lateral border of scapula and inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus. This muscle is innervated by the axillary nerve. For completeness, I have added the teres major to show the origin and the long head of triceps. The triceps will be covered in the muscles of the arm video, which I will put the link for in the description. Before we move on to the spaces created by the rotator cuff muscles, pause the video and have a go at this question. What are the names of the rotator cuff muscles? That's right, it was the subscapularis, infraspinatus, teres minor and supraspinatus, but you can remember this simply as SITS. The first space created is the upper triangular space. This is formed by the teres minor, teres major and the long head of triceps. In this space the scapular circumflex artery travels. The next space is the quadrangular space. This is formed by the teres minor, humerus, teres major and the long head of triceps. Here the axillary nerve and the posterior circumflex humeral artery travel. The final space is the lower triangular space, which is formed by teres major, the long head of triceps, and the humerus. Here, the radial nerve and the profunda brachii artery travel. I hope this video has helped, and I look forward to seeing you next time.